reminds me of all the good times we had.
Maybe I just didn't shoot you enough.
Maybe you wanted to
shoot me more instead. Flying without you is more than I can bear.
keep looking over my shoulder,
hoping to see you there.
come fly with us, won't you lend a helping hand? Come fly with us, let the good times never end. Walk in undone and fly with us, and die with us, my friend.
We write our names in the skies.
There is fire in our eyes. Dare to dream as we gaze upon the stars.
Every miner longs for eyes, like a burger needs its fries.
Friendship never dies, the world is ours.
Flying without you.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Push to Talk. We are here with about 8 million people here on the screen, as you can see. And our special guests say we've got Blast from the Hell and Paramedic. If I said that right. Did I say that right? I'm bad with words.
Just leave it at para. It's too many
Para.
syllables. It's too
All
many.
right.
I can't even.
And and as you can see, we used almost every inch of the freaking screen. It was a fun setup. Good thing we had some stuff here. And as we can see today in chat, Sadis is already causing havoc with those 5 words. You know that he has said a number of times. WoW was the first MMO, and I'll just let it at that. It's over. No more conversation. So I'm not a hero to the people. I have no idea what that means. I don't know. So, guys, we've got a new subscription. So, welcome to Astra. There's another name that's just like terrible for me to say, but thank you, Astra, for the sub. We appreciate that. So, we've got quite a few people. Caleb was working his butt off this week to help us get some guests, so we are very happy that we have 2 great guys on, and we're gonna have some fun today. So, Caleb,
all the horror stories from all the goons out partying, right?
all the horror I have no recollection of any party ever that I've ever gone to.
Then that's
I
a
don't
great
remember
party.
it. I don't remember any horrors.
And we got another sub from Millard there, so thank you very much for that sub. We appreciate it. What are we going to talk about first, Caleb? I'll let you run the agenda for this this show today.
I thought we should let Blastum cover all the socializing that we happened to at FanFest and tell us about all the pub crawling that we did. Because I think, personally, I think I only had one evening where I was not like totally smashed, and that was the evening when I think Wibbler actually said, "Okay, guys, we're going to call it early. You guys go home, get some sleep because everything kicks off tomorrow." And that was the only night. Every other night, I came home like 3, 4 o'clock, and I was really drunk.
It was a hell of a good time as far as what the Imperium and Goons did at FanFest. So we tried to mirror a little bit what we do in Vegas, of doing our own thing and making it fun for ourselves, but still be at the CCP event. So Wednesday we had the Imperium dinner, which we probably had 50 plus people at this probably somewhat American restaurant called the Roadhouse there in Reykjavik. So in true goon fashion, we had the biggest imaginable sandwich to eat, which was a double cheeseburger smashed in between with a grilled cheese sandwich topped with an egg. So fucking goons, hell yes.
That sounds like amazing food.
It does sound good.
It was damn good. Yeah, it was seriously a heart attack. So we started there, had a great dinner with everybody, good food, lots of drinking. I think the total butcher's bill for the bill was somewhere upwards of 250 million ISK, so equivalent of just over $3,000 or so. So it's not too bad. I was pretty happy with that. It's about $65 a piece.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. So it was pretty, for Reykjavik was absolutely kind of a good, decent priced food. And of course it was happy hour, so we had to drink our asses off, right? So
yeah.
So that was Wednesday. Thursday, God, that was the opening ceremonies of FanFest. We kind of did some things there, and then Friday was the pub crawl, which we absolutely devastated. We got to thank Fraser Slayer for that pub crawl organization and at least keeping the Herding Cats initiative in check, because man, we got pretty well lit up that night. We started at the biggest bar we could find. That was happy hour, and by the end of the night, we had probably 45 of us trying to walk to the CCP bar at the end, and that was an adventure. Just ask Bromander Data. He was kind of walking in the middle of the streets all the way going down Reykjavik. Was pretty hilarious. You see this 6'4", 6'5", 400-pound guy in the middle of the street. He's kind of taking up the whole street.
He is a tall dude.
He's a very big man, and let's say there was some ass grabbing along the way.
But there was.
I think he challenged somebody. He challenged the security guard to pick him up, and the security guard almost did it. Yeah, it was pretty hilarious. So I mean, yeah, it was just mostly socializing and being with the Imperium and Goons all weekend. Kind of, what we do in Vegas, and some at a lesser scale, but hell of a great time.
Yeah, and yes, he's actually down for the count now. Our FC Fraser, and he happened to catch the Nerd Flu, so he's out.
Yep, the annual FanFest con flu.
Well, that's like any kind of con. Like, you go to any con, and you're probably going to come back with the flu just because of how many people are there.
If you just keep yourself at a low level of sinus infection all the time, there's no room for the other diseases to get in. That's how I.
That's the strategy.
That's what I did. Yeah.
And then you also include all your drinking. Your immune system is going to get compromised. Like
the alcohol.
The alcohol is what they use to sterilize hospitals with. That'll cure all diseases.
It's fine. It's good.
The alcohol is going to help weaken your immune system.
What you do is you drink only screwdrivers. The vitamin C plus the alcohol will defeat any disease.
I like
a combination.
I like Total Newbie's comment. He heard bathing helps keep the disease away.
It's not wrong.
Yeah, you guys need to stop fucking not bathing at FanFest. Like, holy fuck.
Yeah, what's wrong with people?
Like, I don't know.
Honestly,
I wasn't there.
Maybe they were allergic to the smell of the water. The hot water there smells pretty fucking awful. It's got that sulfur smell, and you smell like rotten eggs. So maybe people just are allergic to that smell and just can't do it. But I can't justify why people don't at least have some respect of personal hygiene. Holy crap! There was one person I walked by. I actually yelled out, "Take a fucking shower."
It was. Let's be honest. That person was probably in snoo.
Oh wow! Wrecked.
Fucking
it was some random puppy. Thank God.
I didn't.
Hey! You never disparage the home crowd. Come on.
Maybe I was around the wrong or I guess the right people. I didn't have the hygiene problem sense that other people. And to be clear, I like just got out of a shower. Like I take showers. This isn't like, oh guys, what do you mean? But I think it was more of a pubby problem. I'm gonna float that.
I think that's because of the social aspect of goon bathing, isn't it?
Right.
Well,
when we all get
it's
together.
communal bathing, right?
Right. Yeah, when we're all
When
together.
there's a strong motivation to actually go bathing, then goons are actually bathing all the time. They're like 2 or 3 showers a day.
Right. Right.
I'm pretty sure goons just take like collective baths, Roman style.
Exactly.
I mean,
right. And we're pouring wine, you know,
It's
down,
Bunsen.
like eating
Thank
grapes out of some ASCII guys like holding grapes. You know?
Of course, because we need
What were you
the
gonna
terrible
say, Dan?
people that are ASCII to do all of our work for us.
Right. It's
Because they need to step up their game.
it's the
Looking
main
at you,
reason they
ASCII.
haven't been kicked. The main is the grapes.
Port
The
66.
wine.
Do I get a pat for showers? Yeah, you
Yes.
get a pat for showers.
But
Trust
the-
me.
ASCII
That's a peacetime
apps right now.
though.
Holy hell!
Peacetime.
Actually,
Yeah, just
I thought
McLeod,
it was a shit fuck.
McLeod, can you arrange some sort of goon meetup in Bath in the UK so we can actually make this a proper Roman thing?
Yeah,
That's out the
so
door again.
I can finish up. At least Saturday was the party. Permanent Band actually was really good. They had a really good set. I think everybody really kind of stayed. But after that, the Bass Hunter set was really just. He had about 3 things to say and played music and screamed over top, "Hey motherfuckers," and that was about it. So he probably said that 100 different times. So that got annoying. So I think we all kind of bailed early on that show and made it an early night on Saturday. So. And then finally Sunday, I think we got together for dinner, and then Monday as well. And I mean, it was just a great time with the Imperium Goons, for 5 straight days. And as a side note, Wibla's in chat, but Wibla, I, and about 5 other people shared a house together. Was really a lot of fun just to share a house with 6, 7 guys. It was absolutely a great time just to really get to know people, even on a more deeper level, just being at a con and doing stuff like that. I highly recommend if you get a house together, get about 5, 6, 7, 8 people and just have a great time and chat.
That was a 1-room apartment, to be clear, right? One.
Yeah, eventually it ended up as
It
Wibla
was just
didn't have to
one
sleep on
bath
top of me.
house, essentially.
Right.
Sleep on
all they
top of me.
rented.
We cuddled all night, but yeah, he's pretty warm at night. So we had to
It
kick off the
keeps you
covers a
warm.
couple times.
Right.
I think
It's that
Anytime I don't use a blow
Honestly-
dryer. Blow
honestly,
dryer
we had
actually
a
damages
such-
your hair. I go so first my regimen is first a nice shampoo, and then I let some conditioner sit in there, and after you let the
fucking
conditioner wash off, you go in there with a little bit of gel and you kind of like play with it until it pops up. But no, blow drying is absolutely terrible for your hair. Don't do that.
You should not engage newbie. It's
I will engage
newbie-
newbie all I feel like.
handling
Thank
newbie
you.
101. Don't engage.
Like, I don't know if you can confirm
I think this is a good
but-
service. I
but-
think we should always have some kind of hygiene section. In the,
Use soap
on
and
the show.
deodorant when you're at a con. How about that?
not just when you're at a con.
All the time, in fact.
Every day.
All the days.
Yeah,
as many
right.
days
All the
as
days, and
physically
make sure
humanly
you-
possible.
Ass washing is pretty much imperative to do that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I hear that some people even bathe at Dre's at Las Vegas. I think we saw some people do that. So
I wonder
very
who
good
that was.
hygiene there. I don't know.
Eric, maybe you should at the end of the show, every show, add, "Remember, folks, wipe front to back."
Front to back, always front to back.
Yeah, so you guys are talking about all this. I have to contend with somebody just pop popcorn here, and I'm just like, fuck, I want some popcorn. But hey,
Oh my
so
god.
we need the smell of Twitter or whatever.
I think the general experience of FanFest, and I don't know if Blossom can confirm this, is the difference between Vegas and FanFest is that FanFest seems like 6 days of roaming in the wild, just hooking up with new groups of nerds. Of course, the Goon Blob is just moving around and then just smashing places when they actually reach where all the nerds are. So it's pretty much, it starts like around noonish, and then you can just bump into nerds in every location in Reykjavik because it's so compact in that little town, right? It's like two roads or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I would almost say that like going to Vegas or not Vegas, FanFest, you're not I wouldn't go to FanFest for FanFest. If I'm going to FanFest, I want to go there because I want to go to Iceland for a few days and I want to like see some sights and do shit like that.
Yeah, usually people tend to put a little bit of sightseeing on the first day or their last day, right? So, and that's also when you can kind of hook up and meet after someone's actually been out and doing the things like the Golden Circle and stuff like that. Then when they come back from being touristy, they kind of ask where the rest of the nerds are, and especially when you have the benefit of Telegram, where pretty much everyone knows where all the goons are at all the times.
I mean, why would you even, like, at this point, why would you go to any of these FanFest or Eat Vegas type places to, you know, talk with developers at that point? There's no point. Just go hang out with your nerds or, you know, sightsee, go gamble.
Yeah, and you do actually bump into most of the devs in all the venues as well, right? All the bars and cafes, and when you're dining, there's always like one around somewhere.
Hey, McLeod, they want us to wake you up.
I'm awake. I'm all good. I'm playing PlanetSide 2, but yeah.
What are you playing?
Wrong game, sir.
I was playing PlanetSide
2.
He's pulling a me. That's all I can say.
Never happened.
Yeah, except I'm not shouting at the computer.
You didn't yell "fuck you, Yoda, eat rocket launcher," and I just don't know where you're at in your headspace.
This is like the saddest thing. We have like, you know, half our guests playing a video game somewhere else, and while we're chatting, I love that. It's fantastic.
I think we should let Paramedic actually relay his awesome experience, because the editor-in-chief actually pushed him into the Eve Prov thing. and having watched that when I came home on stream, I was just going, oh my god, that's like jumping a grenade.
Have you ever, I'm going to date myself here a little bit, but have you ever gone to like a really cheap video rental place? That's one that's like run, like it's next door to a pizza place and they sell cocaine out of the back, like a really, I'm talking a really bad,
the good pizza.
Yeah.
That's
where they.
Yeah, Papa John's. Yeah,
I'm not talking about
Papa John's, okay?
Right, I'm not talking about like a Blockbusters. I'm talking about like the off-brand kind, the one that's like, right, yeah, something like that, some really bad. And you go in there and you're looking around at the different offerings, and it's bizarre shit. It's like insane. The Turkish Star Wars, and like some kind of insane thing, like some kind of Italian shit where there's like Nazis, and it's very weird. And you take one of those out. Weird. You take one of those out. You take one of those movies because you go, okay, I hate myself, and I don't value my time at all. I just really feel like I want to watch some complete garbage and just think about how badly we fucked up as a species, right? So you take out that movie and you go back to your house and you slam that VHS in, and it's half static and half like Asian. It's like Chinese dubs over Italian guys doing kung fu in like, and you have no idea what the fuck is going on, right? And clearly neither did the director. That is pretty close, but maybe not as bad as Eve Prov. If you did something like that, like you put in that VHS and you're watching it, and you're like making up names for the characters because you don't know, and you're like giving them names from others. You're like, oh yeah, that's Darth Vader because he's wearing black, and I guess he's a bad guy, mate. I don't know, right? Eve Prov. For those of you who wisely didn't watch the VOD, because
I watched a bit of it live and then I was like, it was kind of interesting, and then meh.
It was. What part did you watch?
Better. I thought it was okay. Like, I mean, like considering they had no idea what he was.
Right. Let's for people who didn't watch the VOD, who wisely didn't. So Eve Prov was, they got a comedy troupe, like an improv troupe, from Reykjavik, what had never played or knew anything about. I guess they gave him a questionnaire or something ahead of time, like, do you know what Eve is? And they would be like, that's a game about spaceships, and they're like, "You're out." No. And then somebody's like, "Eve, that's from the Bible, right? This is a Bible thing." Yes. Get in here, right? We want you.
Yeah.
And so they got these guys in here, and then they had Space Pope basically tell an anecdote about wormholes, and then they went like, "Okay, improv guys, go, do you,
Yeah.
do you?"
And it was
with
a
improv.
really long anecdote as well.
It was an extremely long
It's
anecdote. to
massively
be-
long.
Like I'm not, and I don't blame him because it's like the first time
they've heard these.
you try to
terms in any way,
explain
shape, or
anything,
form.
right? Like I'm married, she doesn't play, so sometimes I'll just fucking be cackling, and she'll be like, "What happened?" And I'll be like, "Well, we dropped these faxes in on top of the thing, and then we got a yacked off blah," and she's like, she's gone. I can tell, and I'm like, "Oh right, okay." So in Eve, you go from one gate to another, right? But sometimes you have to way bring it back. You have to take
Well,
it way
you're gonna have to
back,
bring
right?
it back further than that because they won't know what a gate is.
Right. So there's systems, right? And she's like, system like fucking like chess or something. You're like, no, okay, well, poof, okay, space exists.
Space.
Outer space. There
Final
are
frontier.
stars.
Solar
Right?
systems.
Yeah. Right. You're putting in Cosmos to try to explain things here, right?
But we're not
So-
talking about people who would be somewhat up on their knowledge of science and space.
Right. And I'm not. Yeah, this is so anyway, so he had to dial it way back because he had to explain like, okay, his anecdote's about wormholes, but that's meaningless because you don't know what the difference between a wormhole and a not wormhole. What makes a wormhole special? Oh shit, okay, local chat is and wow, we're trying to be like at this level and we're having to dial it back way up here in detail. So that's why his story took forever. I'm not saying like Space Pope was fine, Max was fine. He didn't go into any weird like extra detail that you would have to go. If you were trying to explain Eve to your mom, that's what he was doing, your grandmother, right? Like, and the thing is,
Max typically does a really good job at that.
yeah, the thing, I got nothing to say bad about Max, and I actually don't have anything bad to say about the improv group. When they were doing their thing, they were doing fine. Like, if you could tell, wow, this is an improv group. They know what they're doing. They fell back to some of their staples a couple times. They did that whole like, oh, shit, we don't know what we're talking about, so mom and daughter. Let's do a mom and daughter talking. Let's do that real quick. Like, oh Lord, let's do a doctor. We're in the doctor's office because spaceships. I will say they nailed it.
Actually,
a couple
Taking
times.
your like 25%
that was a
whole freight
great
into the doctor's
personification.
office.
Right,
Can you
right,
heal
right.
him, officer?
I will say they nailed it a couple times. There was one time when one of them, Space Pope's story was about getting trapped in a wormhole and he can't pod himself for some reason, doesn't self-destruct for the religious reasons or something. So he's stuck in there and he wants somebody to kill him. And so at one point, one of those improv people was like, kill me, I want to stop breathing. And I was like, you've got it. That's Eve. That's the Eve experience. Just kill me, end it. Right. And
if you've never been to that level of Eve, then you haven't gotten Eve yet.
Right. You're
I went 40 jumps in a pod screaming in local, someone just shoot me so I can go home.
me. Biomass me in real
No
life.
one would. They all suck.
Right. So they nailed Eve at that point. And then at another point, one of them I think kind of cued to the biggest misstep they had is that we somehow managed to use, I think there was a language barrier. I think they were blocked a little bit by the language aspect. And at one point they did their hoedown, their song, because that's what you do as an improv group.
Correct.
You do a song. And so they asked for prompts from the audience for the song. And one of them was, internet spaceships are serious business. Fine, that's a great prompt. That works. That's no problem. Somebody, although they had trouble with the serious business phrase, right? Then somebody said "grr goons," which would be fine for an improv group of Eve players, but not Eve players because they don't even know what is a goons. right? They've got no idea that something is awful.com or anything like that. They have no idea about these things. So the other prompts they did kind of merged together, and it was Max tried to save them. To his credit, he did his best. He tried to get up there and he tried to give them something about the best relationship is friendship or something like that, and they merged these things. Yeah, and then something about relationships, and it merged into this thing where they were talking about like going to play Eve to make friends and have relationships. Like they clearly got a very weird idea about Eve, because the last
don't you
thing
play Eve to make some really good friends and best friends and be buddy buddy with literally everyone you meet and not space pod everyone?
No, it's
Hey,
the hat.
I have to
now
go
that now that we have a Fortizar in VFK, I think there's a guy in Slice we could ask about the friendship aspect.
Hey, he's over there changing his Facebook relationship status. To
Right. Right.
Changing
yeah,
Facebook status. It's complicated with Kenshin.
Right. Changing his whole name because the Kenshin guy's coming for him, I heard. So there's a whole thing. Right, there's a whole thing to it. Wow, yeah, I'm good. We're just escalating this now.
Well, yeah, but this is all part of what we're talking about today. So keep going.
Right.
This is all topical, guys.
Right, we're on topic. But yeah, so they basically got a really bad idea about playing Eve to make friends and be friendly and have a great time in space, which is, again, they were really on point with kill me, right? But they went off to another place. And yeah, that was, except there was one guy in that improv group who kind of read the audience and realized that we were the people he beat up in high school. Because he started doing a sketch. He sat down and he was like, I'm playing a spaceship game and I'm a stupid nerd from America. Right? And I was like, wow, that
didn't
was shots
gel
pretty
well,
accurate.
obviously.
Like, my wife laughed, and I was like, ooh, ow. Do they have good burn centers in Iceland? I don't know. I feel like I need to
Imagine
go.
they'd have plenty of ice for it.
Right. You'd think they've got volcanoes everywhere. They'd have a pretty good burn thing. What was the exact? Because I live blogged all this thing. If you want to subject yourself to this, I'm told that if you read my commentary so that you commiserate, it's better.
It just
I
lacks,
have no
facial
lover.
expressions. We should have had the facials.
Hold on, let him go.
Right. I have no lover. I only know pain. I'm a weird man from America who doesn't know how to play this game. That's fucking poetry about Eve. That's like, I feel that every day in my heart. Like, I log in and I start orbiting an asteroid with my 17 VNI Ratters, you know, and I have no lover. I only know pain. It
needs to go on a T-shirt.
Exactly. It really does. It really should be on a T-shirt. It should be a CCP branded T-shirt
with a VNI orbiting asteroid.
Maybe just exploding and like some Blood Raiders around, right? It's like a Blood Raiders on the back, exploding VNI on the front. I know only pain. I'm a stupid man from America who doesn't know how to play this game. Like, I'd buy it.
Who doesn't know how to play this stupid internet spaceship game?
Right.
You gotta make it eat.
I wanna say thank you to Darth Kill and obviously myself for resubbing during the show, just to interject that in there.
Cheers.
Get it in there.
Cheers, guys.
28 months for myself here, like we're recording toddler ages. I love it. Can't we go to years? That's it.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to step on your...
Nah, I don't really care. You can step on whatever.
No, just
I don't
talking.
give a shit.
Right. Yeah. That was Eve Prov to me. It was guys.
The kid and remember the type.
Well, I don't understand this reference. I need
Fucking Christ!
Wait. Which? Okay, you need to link me a picture here because I need to understand this reference.
Eric, if you're not working on a outro for
pull it
Remember the
up.
Titans right now, if your outro is not like a clip
From Revenge of the Titans.
you're doing it
Look up.
wrong. Yeah,
Aaron, it's
wrong.
look at
I can't
open
type
channel.
that fast.
Look at open channel on the Discord. That's Sunshine.
Yep. Bingo.
That's pretty good. I'll give you that.
That's so accurate. Good job, Nibby. Holy crap.
By the way, we want to point out that Newbie grows bacon seeds for the corp. We appreciate
bacon
all
seeds.
the bacon that he provides.
Ooh, this is not great.
Unlimited
All
bacon.
the bacon, some of the seeds.
Yes, that's right.
Well, something horrible has happened.
Let's talk about GOTG and all the fun that's going on right
Zucker,
now.
look what's happening.
We get to talk about. Yes.
Wait, are we talking
What?
about Eve online?
No, we were talking about
No.
some dancing troupe that does improv dance or whatever the fuck we were talking
Right.
about.
Okay. Good. I did not come on this show to talk about Eve online or Eve related things. I allow you my time higher. No, I'm just.
Wait, we play Eve?
What's
Right.
Eve? I'm still confused.
Right. I'm from a bee enthusiast website. SomethingIsAwful.org.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Absolutely.
So this came in roughly 2 days ago. Guardians of the Galaxy got Keepstar they were planning on putting up got stolen along with a couple of Fortizars. Sort Dragon reports that the rough value that was stolen was roughly 550 billion. However, it's possible that could go up to maybe a trillion. Couple of supers and titans. Was it a couple or was it just one super and one titan that got aborted?
It was, I think, one super, one titan, and a whole ton of capital and super capital build parts.
Right.
Hmm.
That's it. Because all their in progress things were canceled, and then those materials were absconded with. And yeah, I mean, 550 billion sounds right about what I heard. Also, but the other thing is how many things are stuck now in Fortizars.
Probably
Like
quite
how
a
many
few.
things can't be. And then there were something like 140 jump clones destroyed. So
I think that number was up to 250 at this point.
right.
Because we also just took, or VFK also got transferred.
Right. That was another 160 some jump clones, and then we got a fort there now. So
Yes.
And the value we
those
can't
classic
estimate
things,
is
right?
is the pod, what's in those pods that got deleted. We
the
can't.
value that's in those
Yeah.
pods, what's in corporate hangars and in personal hangars.
right.
Yeah, so the butcher's bill will probably never be known just because of the intangibles we can't put a value to.
But it was high.
Yeah,
It was
very
high. That hurts. That's enough that even Theta guys would be like, oh, that's like a week of earnings. Ow. It's
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
No, it's about 5 minutes of production
right,
value. in Delve.
550 billions. That's I'd have to log in and move some things in a market to fix that. That's
Yeah.
20 minutes of damn, right?
But this always happens at FanFest and
yeah,
Vegas,
someone
right?
gets something stolen
someone is
right after
out
FanFest,
of
and Sword
office-
Dragon was still, while this was going down, Sword Dragon was still flying back
He's
home.
in Japan.
He is
He's
not
pit
home yet.
stopping in
Is
Japan.
he still not home?
He is
yet?
still in Japan. He just tweeted a little bit ago that he was going to meet with the Japanese alliance there. So he's still there. He's kind of doing what are they? Geshi dances while Decline burns. You know, it's yeah, it's.
Does he have a violin? Just check.
What is that called? Like there's the Japanese one with like the single string. I assume he's playing that. Because he's in Japan.
He is.
Right.
For a face-to-face
Believe it's
sit-down.
called a biwa? No, that's the multi-string one.
It doesn't. I mean, a stringed instrument of Japanese origin. It doesn't need to be any. Where the analogy's already been labored. Now it's too. We've gone too far. We just need to move past that.
It's Symphonia is the one you're thinking of with like the 2 strings on it.
He's really trying to figure this out.
Something like
no,
that.
No. I should know this.
Well, let me go to Google.
I weeboo sometimes.
You weeaboo sometime?
Weeboo sometimes.
Only sometime?
Only sometimes. Not a permanent weeboo.
I'm a permanent weeaboo. What would you like to talk to me about weeaboo-ness?
I would not.
That would take us too far off topic.
Are we on an anime show now? Is this a?
Yeah, that's what I'm going. Like,
Are we like Shonen Jump or like
Fuck you.
I'm just
I really like.
I just
Shonen.
remembered I put something in the microwave 3 hours ago. I gotta.
Yeah, it's still good.
Why?
Right. I'm sure. It was ramen noodles, actually.
Oh,
it
well,
was
yeah,
wrong.
You're good. You're good.
It's the words to the top.
Oh, and so another fallout from this is that Kenshin has apparently declared all-out warfare against Goon Swarm and the Imperium, and I have to tell you guys right now, I am shaking in my boots because Kenshin are just like, they have such a reputation to them, and I'm so scared right now.
Dude,
like,
I'm confused.
dying
Is that
up now.
sarcasm? I'm not sure.
I'm docking all of my right now. I'm
You know, I
furious.
don't even
I have
know,
to kinda-
Scythe. I'm a very sarcastic person, but I don't even know if this is my own sarcasm or if
I
or
have
if
to
I'm
ask
just
though.
fucking with
I have to
people.
ask. Does anybody know if Blade Randall is still playing? Because like, I mean, like, he's got fucking tiger blood, bro.
He's got tiger blood.
Yeah.
Is he Charlie Sheen?
You know.
Yeah, he was Charlie Sheen before Charlie Sheen was Charlie
Oh
Sheen.
fuck, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Is
Like,
he
you better
pro
watch
winning?
out. He is. He's all about the pro winning.
Win here,
He
win there.
pro wins so hard that he gets Titans taken all, like honey potted off him.
You know, they sounded very angry in that court meeting. I mean, there's a lot of anger.
Yeah, I'm very scared about fighting a bunch of samurai on the internet. They could potentially really fuck us up. And
Well,
I
I've seen
think
Ready Player One. It doesn't go well.
Yeah, it doesn't go well at all.
Yeah.
And I think we're just going to have to apologize to them by committing seppuku to all of our committing Sudoku to all of our super fleets.
Before we do
Committing
that, though,
Sudoku.
we have to consider our part here because we're honorable third parties. But I don't know what our honorable status is with regard to being a second party, right? If they've declared,
According to Kenshin, our honorableness is very, very, very non-existent. So we have no honor.
We have
so how can they fight us at all?
It would be dishonor to fight us.
We are dishonored, and so the only thing you can do to fight us is, well, nothing, because we're dishonored.
We can't fight, right? Because we have to line up, you know, and then do the whole with the sword.
Honestly, we just need to Sudoku our super capital fleet to appease the Kenshin.
I
Just
don't
got
personally
real-
have a super
real
capital,
racist.
so what am I supposed to do in this? scenario?
So what you do,
Sudoku
so
your
because you don't
Sino
have
Vigil.
a super capital, you need to light a Sino Vigil in respect of the fallen. And then anyone else who does have a super carrier needs to undock and start self-destructing.
All right, I'll get my Sino alt out and right.
I just have jackdaw characters. I don't know.
I only fly jackdaw.
I have 4 jackdaw alts. Yeah, they're all jackdaws. That's not true. I also have a claw pilot.
Who doesn't have a claw pilot? Who doesn't have 10 claw pilots?
EVE Online,
I only have
people
one.
people like completely overestimate how much money goons actually have. Because I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm fucking poor.
I like it. It's all relative. Like the average goon member, I'm fucking poor in comparison to them. But
Well,
like
we've got guys
I'm much
skewing
more
that
rich
average.
now than I was like 3 years ago. Let's put it that way.
The average is so skewed. I mean, you do,
Yeah,
you do
exactly.
like a mean, and it's like 100 billion, like right, like 2 trillion in the mean, but then it's like not really. No.
Here's the greatest thing about this. Whatever they come at us flying, we probably sold it to them.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
No, that's just our propaganda. No, that's just.
If it's T2, then chances
ours.
are
Yeah, we
we've-
made it.
Yeah, it's ours,
Wait.
and we sold it twice the fucking price that we actually paid for it.
but
Isn't that because like 25 to 30% of all the components are actually coming out of Dell? So
I'm pretty sure it's higher than
1 in 3
30%.
chance that
Well,
it's an actual goon
It's that,
product.
and we also buy and flip, R32 and 64 mats as well. So
I'm pretty sure it's far higher than 30% at this point.
Nah, because stockpiles are not depleted yet.
They're getting there.
They're getting there.
They're getting there.
Scary time in EVE.
When you look at the total production value of most T2 products right now that are actually being mined out, I guarantee you we're closer to 80%. Of course, there are still probably some stockpiles still out there in the markets, but those aren't. I don't feel like those are gonna last much longer anymore. Especially not if if Kenshin really wants to come at us. I don't know. I'm not a market person.
Is this where we like put like a freaking Walrus or whatever it is in a "Come at Me, Bro" T-shirt on every gate? Is that what we do now? I don't know.
What we should do is we should start lining up every single gate in Delve with "We're sorry, Kenshin."
Cans.
No,
Those cans
we
with
just
that
we
sitting
just
on them.
Please accept our
it's
heartfelt
three-
apology.
It's everywhere they go and everywhere they're gonna sort of go around. We just put a can that's just labeled 3, 2, 1 Kenshin. Because that was the cringiest thing in the entire fucking world.
on the other hand, and this is just another, I'm just going to float this out there, but for Kenshin pilots who might be watching, follow your leader. Karma Fleet, I hear, and Blastum, I think you can confirm, is recruiting? Or
Slightly. I mean, it's
Is
open
that-
right now, but we have a selection process, and we work through a lot of different details. And
We
Yeah,
don't take the honorable samurai. That's what I'm hearing.
Ooh,
No honor. You have to have
So
no
if you
honor to
have-
join.
If you are in Kenshin and you want to move your supers and titans out, contact me. I will personally vouch you into AMOC, and we will gladly help you move your super down to Delve, and we will totally not drop on it with a bunch of supers and titans.
if they
and
qualify
kill
for the
mail out
jump
of you.
freighter service.
I give you my honor as an AMOC member.
As a third party, that's very honorable.
It's very honorable.
A third party honor is
It's a rare occurrence these days.
right. Right.
quite generous offer. Some people should actually take up on that. I believe. Yes, do that. Super.
Man,
So moving away from like the memes and joking aside, where does this put Guardians of the Galaxy, do we think, for the next 6 months? What do we think is going to happen?
well, they're gonna fight
Well-
Ultron here next month. So
I was gonna say they're definitely on the back foot, but I'm kind of wondering if they're actually not on the back foot, but they're on their back.
It depends on how much of a push
Because there was
is planning on doing, right? Because it's still pretty much back burner stuff, right, McLeod?
I mean, they are definitely reeling from like a lot of losses. I wouldn't say it's like crippling, but it's definitely it depends. It depends on how much we capitalize on it.
And then there's the whole timing with the turnover of the faction faction Fortisar stuff, right? All those stations that's going to
Yeah.
get turned into stuff pretty much puts everyone in a holding pattern where they're kind of strategizing on where they want to claim some of those stations and which ones they want to destroy after that. So I don't think anything big is going to happen, but I think Aerith mentioned that eventually he just wants to go like clockwise around the fucking map, and that means that GOTG and Darkness and pretty much the whole northern corner needs to like move right.
Well, there was another flip today from somebody in Slice, and then
Yeah,
that was
one
over
of the VFK Fortizars.
Yeah, the VFK one, and then there was a fight, dread fight that ensued after that one. So I think
Yeah, in
that
which
played a
Guardians of the
close
Galaxy got smoked.
They did not come out ahead. Yeah, I think the question is, I mean, there's a lot that goes into that, whether or not the coalition is, dead, dying, on its back foot, whatever. In a material sense, in like a tangible reality sense, you could, in theory, and I've seen this done before. You could leave Dicklin and go into low sec, and then become the most powerful coalition in the entire game from Delve, right? I mean, it's been done, so it's not necessarily the case that they're ruined, but the morale, like the membership's pride, the membership's willingness to remain, how the people in GOTG feel about their leadership and their confidence and their willingness to continue to fight is way more important than whether or not they're losing, some dreadnoughts here, we're losing a keep star there, or whatever. That's kind of not that critical.
I think really GOTG needs to learn from the precursors who came before them and get their supers out now and not wait like we did to move all of ours out of 93 PI, because we still have most of those trapped in 93 PI. Like, goodness.
It is true. Like a good 2/3 of our super fleet is still trapped in 93 PI.
Yeah, it's not a
like the entire
it's-
super fleet got trapped in 93 PI, and we've been able to rebuild some of it, but goodness.
On the other hand, this isn't an invasion per se, right? Nobody's trying to.
If I would disagree, I would honestly say that we could make a very good, not invade to stay, but invade Declan to take the stations once they finally turn into Fortizars, and then start hauling those down into Delve and start plastering those up everywhere as trophies.
Right. Yeah, no, but
what's happening in the north is like a casual relationship rather than a long-term commitment. Let's put it that way.
I would say it's more of like a raiding party. We're going in there and try to capture some
This
shit.
is like the null sec equivalent to a wormhole eviction, where we're not trying to move in, we're just trying to kind of shoo them out, right?
Come on.
Like it's.
Let's be honest. We're just bored and we want to blow some shit up.
That is correct.
We're trying to move back to the fatherland.
100%.
And if a group wants to fucking fail Cascade at the same time, yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll help them along. We'll give them a helping hand. It's what we do. We're friendly. We help you get where you need to go.
We're only trying to help, right?
They wanted content. They said they wanted content.
That's right.
We get some content.
And I'm fairly certain
for you
Sword
right
Dragon
here.
said at some point in a FanFest that he looks forward to the day his coalition dies.
Yeah.
It's a thankless.
It's a thankless. It's a thankless position. It really is.
It's really.
I like Porthos. Help me, help you. Hi, we're from Goonswarm. We're here to help.
Yeah, I mean, as much shit as Sort gets, he has all the characteristics he needs for being a leader. Just some the shit he does is just some of the shit he does is just so laughable.
But somehow he gets people to give him money at Kickstarters and stuff. So
because he has the
more power to
charisma
him.
that's
More
needed.
power to him. If he's got the charisma to get people to throw money at him, then more power to him.
Or is it just a lot of stupid people that are used to like
Well,
would normally be in
it's
a
the same
cult?
thing.
This is the world. There are a lot of stupid people.
I mean, a lot of people think, oh, you're in Goonswarm, you must be in a cult, right? No, fuck no.
Sure.
Yeah, we are. What are you talking
Sometimes.
about?
No,
All
we're-
hail the
Sometimes we
God
cult.
Emperor
Hey,
Mittens.
hey, we're a community. All right.
Hey, don't tell me that I can't cult. I can cult when I want to. This is America.
I'm sorry. Take it all back. I didn't mean
My
it.
loyalty lies to the God Emperor Mittens, and you cannot betray me from that loyalty, heretic.
All right, Duncan.
I
Idaho.
smell heresy.
Greetings, Imperial citizens. My, what heresy.
Newbie's buying, like, getting a GoFundMe to put up a, Kool-Aid stand. All right, way to go, Newbie.
I would give you 5 cents for your Kool-Aid stand.
There you go. All right, so we're down to the last 8 minutes. What are we going to go over today?
Can we
What's
talk
the last-
about the? I really want to talk about those commercials that have.
Oh, the Grath commercials? The Grath
Grath
commercials.
commercials.
Hey, Grath, can I have some ISK? Why don't you take
Fucking
your lazy
go-
ass and go make it yourself?
No, I really like the one where he
Oh.
starts,
Go
do you
fuck
think
yourself.
CCP is gonna, and he just starts laughing.
Can I just say that the test ones
Never.
were glorious? That
I
whole
didn't see the
thing with
test
the,
ones.
with the dating show from the
Yeah, the
80s,
Fleet Finder.
Art Direction set up. It was amazing.
I didn't see the Fleet Finder
I'm
once.
yes, I'm
that,
Sapporo Jones. I like the
Fucking
FC
great.
and my Saab, and I'll tell you that metallic blue is the best color, and sometimes off gray. So yeah, I
The,
thought
the
those were
only way
pretty
that
good.
Goon can make one that's better is to do the whole Miami Vice theme. That would be epic.
I don't know. I think Goons making advertisements at this point would mostly just be a meme and an inside joke, and just most of it
Just
wouldn't
says
probably
how
be
to
understood or
note
funny.
away.
I think it's very hard
just
to make
wizards.
a really good advertisement for Eve groups because most of the time you're going to be using it for your own internal culture.
Right.
And unless you're like kind of in on that already, you're probably not going to understand that those references. So it's very hard to make an Eve advertisement that kind of breaks that.
Well, classic Minitrue propaganda had really high quality art direction, especially back in the day with the whole Miami Vice theme. Who was it that did that art direction? He also did the PDFs, the guides to Goons.
Oh Jesus!
Wow.
Not him, obviously, but he was basically Jesus.
Jesus is, I think, a goon. I'd have to check.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure math makes sense. Math
Oh, is that why
has
he got
because-
crucified? Because
yes, because he's
heaven
bad in the
forces
game.
at the
Gargoon.
time didn't appreciate him spilling the good word of the Mittani.
they were all like Gurgoons, and they're like, we're gonna put you on some sticks.
And then he
And,
was like, I'm not gonna.
And he said,
die, and then he
I have a
died
pod over
anyway.
there, jump clone.
No,
balls."
it's
Then he
literally
came
like
back 3 days
the-
later.
they
Yeah,
were
he
like
potted over.
they were talking to Jesus.
Jump
Jesus, you will
clothes.
never go out with a fleet of more than 200 rifters. And then
But
they hang him, crucify him, and then Jesus somehow gets away 3 days later with like a 500 fleet of battleships.
There you go.
can we close on the whole Kickstarter thing and the propaganda with mentioning that the hilarity of Andrew Groen going on stage after having announced this Kickstarter, and it had already finished filling, and it's now at something like 700%, and he's actually promised to do a thing with the propaganda of Eve, which is going to be amazing. A
Well,
bit
he
of
hasn't
that.
promised it yet. He said that.
No,
there's-
he's mentioned it that he wants.
He's
to do it.
mentioned it, but he said that like if he has to make like more physical products, he needs to make sure that it's that there's a high chance of people wanting it. Like
Yeah, and it's
because
what
physical
he wanted
products
to do,
and
right?
the
He said that
the
it's one of
delivery
the
of
things
it.
he likes.
Well, yeah,
Right.
yeah. He did say that he was not going to sugarcoat or kind of pretty up the next chapter of Eve, even though there's like a whole bunch of memes and all that kind of stuff going on with it.
Most
and,
of
you know,
Eve
all the various different
propaganda
things.
is fucking trash.
Yeah, I
Like
know, but
when you look
but,
at
like,
it, like
but you
there's
have to-
like
you
4
have to
types
give
of
it-
propaganda for Eve. You got the videos where people are like redubbing over movies with like people's names over it, or corporations, which are
mean-
just stupid. You got the dumb memes, which are just
Yeah.
dumb, and then you have like
there's
some of the
there's
only
some good
good-
memes, there's some bad memes. You know,
the,
like
the,
you
the
can't-
two
we can't
good
all
types
make
of propaganda in
dabbing-
Eve honestly have
One at a
very
time,
little
guys.
to do with propaganda. They're like the video or like the music some people come out with, like I Robbed a Goon of a Titan from Suez. miss you, Suez. Little B's, and then the news stories, like the whole BTAC R, or how goons killed one of their own Titans, or, you know, those are really the only good propaganda in my point.
I really like the
B's
cartoon somebody drew over this whole stealing crap from GOTG, and they got the
Eat shit. Yeah, that one. Okay, that one.
Well,
was
that
good.
wasn't the
it's
part
very
I thought
good,
was
yeah.
funny. I like the one with the little bee with the old, you know, the little Red
The
Rider
cart.
carting away the
Yeah,
cute star. That
dragging
was
the
just
cute
like-
Isn't that
Yeah.
Cymac that does those?
Catless Emenges does those, and he's
that was
very
great.
good. Yeah,
great.
he's actually done like a whole series of those for, and he's now working with Minitru, and we're kind of endorsing. I'm endorsing him. He's great. He's fantastic.
I liked the video when we went to Hakkinen. You know, the beacons were lit.
Oh,
Right.
that was good
The moving
too. I
from
like that.
Delve
that
was
that
also
one's
really
really
good.
good.
The like, Delve
Yeah,
is our new home. Meet the new neighbors.
We're really sorry you all have to move out. Alrighty, folks. Well, hey, that's about the show. Let's get some last words. We'll go around. Let's start with you, McLeod, because you've been so quiet. What do you got? Last words for this week?
I'm just gonna shout out to my main man Spanx, who's got me back into playing PlanetSide 2. And to be fair, like you know, although I haven't played it for such a long time, it's actually good. It's still so much fun. It's still so much fun. And of course, my guys at T-Grads and Initiative for being absolutely fucking awesome.
Alrighty, Urandus, you're up.
I would like to thank the leadership of Incursion Team, who are currently dealing with me not actually being on comms right now and still flying around in my carrier. And I hope we can continue to defend Delve from the Sancha threat. The true
Fantastic.
underdogs of Eve.
True underdogs of Eve, Sancha. That's
They will take over the galaxy.
there you go. Caleb, you're up, brother.
I'd like to say to all the Euro people out there, go get your Kickstarter double bundle so you can actually get those books without the horrible shipping.
Scythe, what are you playing right now?
Well, I'm playing Eve, but shout out Patriotic Tendencies is recruiting.
Yeah,
Message
'cause
me to apply.
you're the recruiter. You actually have to do your job.
I've been on to do my job. People just keep applying and not listening. They don't read. I can't fix that.
Para, what's up with you?
Shout out to people playing games that aren't Eve, PlanetSide 2. Okay. Yeah. And
There are other games?
I would also, absolutely good talk about the propaganda stuff there. Ministry of Truth is kind of in the rebuilding process, so we should be expecting more really bad memes and dubbed over videos in the near future from us.
I love them. I do. I truly do. Blast them.
Shout out to the Housemate Set, FanFest, Wibla, Darthkill, Dearmont, Manlover, and Rally Monkey. We had a really great time chilling, drinking some alcohol, cooking breakfast. Had a really great time with them. 10 of 10 would do again. So thank you guys.
Fantastic. I want to thank everybody for coming, being on the show on video. I think this is the most people we've had on video on the show at once, and it worked pretty well. So thank you.
I think it's the most
Appreciate
amount of people we've had on video, right?
I think it might have been. New record. Somebody call Guinness. Will be good. I want to thank everybody out there in the audience who spent this hour with us chatting and sharing their thoughts in the stream chat. You guys are really what make the show fun to do, so thank you for hanging out and being around. And thank
Thanks,
you to everybody. All right. Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Nibby, why aren't you mining?
God bless goons.
Yeah.
Open comms later, bitches.
Open comms later, bitches. I love open comms. Great show. And Meta Show coming up next in a couple hours here, so don't miss that. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. Until next week, we'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.